Hello guys, my name is xRellic and you guys are watching another Search and Destroy Elite upload of mine. This is going to be a 20 and 2 in 5 rounds using the MP7 in the first round and then Deathly I Am's MSMC Dual C4 kit for the next 4 rounds. That kit that I use for the majority of the game has Flak Jacket, Toughness, and Tac Mask as the perks. B23R secondary. The MSMC has extended mags and long barrel on it, and then it's got Danger Close to get the Dual C4s. I hope you guys enjoy this gameplay. It is a fast-paced game. I thought 20 kills in 5 rounds was pretty entertaining for you guys to watch, even though there's a few people who just kind of sit back in the spawn and I take advantage of them. That's kind of why I swapped over to this class, because using dual C4s against people sitting in spawn can be really effective, and you can just throw C4s and get them out of wherever they're camping. And yeah, that's pretty much enough about the gameplay. What I'm going to be talking about today is when are you most vulnerable in Search and Destroy? And Call of Duty in general, actually. There's 3 situations that people always put themselves in and are pretty much a requirement of playing Call of Duty. But people don't normally realize that this is a situation that gets you killed and puts you in a really vulnerable spot. So the first thing I'm going to be talking about is climbing and mantling things. When you don't have dexterity on, climbing and mantling things takes a really long time. What your character does is he puts your gun away, uses his hands to climb over things, and then pulls his gun out again. Unfortunately, when you are climbing into something and before you pull your gun out, that actually takes a little bit of time. So people in the room who see you have a huge advantage on you. As your character is pulling the gun out and not able to fire right away, they can actually put shots into you and kill you before you even have your gun ready to shoot back. So what I recommend doing is, there's a certain, probably about half the things that you jump over are able to just be hopped over instead of climbed over. And a lot of people don't realize that. A lot of people just climb over things that they don't need to, but what you can do is run up to something, jump a little bit earlier, and your character will just hop over it instead of mantling it and putting his gun away. And that gives you a huge advantage and lets your gun stay in your hands, and you'll be ready for a gunfight a lot faster. And but there's a lot of situations where that isn't an option. Where there'll be certain rocks or something where you can't hop over, you've got to actually climb them. And what I recommend doing is, if you don't want to use dexterity, just avoid these, use a different route, or make sure that the area is extremely safe. But you can use dexterity, and when you use dexterity, this happens is climbing over something is extremely quick, and your gun will be pulled out extremely fast, so you'll be ready for those encounters, those close range encounters inside rooms that you climb into, things like that. You'll be ready, your gun will be ready, and you'll be able to win a lot more gunfights instead of just getting shot while your character is still trying to pull his gun out. It'll give you a huge advantage and really knock down your death total. And the second situation that kind of has the same kind of feel to it is when you're sprinting, because a lot of people don't realize when you're sprinting, your gun is kind of lower to your abdomen, your character's abdomen. And then to use it again, your character has to bring it back to hip fire, and that takes about half a second. And it's not super noticeable, but it will definitely put you at a disadvantage to someone who has dexterity and is sprinting, because their gun will be ready faster, they'll get the first shot off, and that'll just make your recoil bounce, it'll make everything a little bit more difficult. So using dexterity in this situation as well will pull your gun out faster from sprinting and let your gun be ready to shoot a lot faster. And you'll definitely, if the person isn't using dexterity, you'll definitely get the first shot on them, and you have a huge advantage. And another thing when you're sprinting is you don't want to turn a corner sprinting. That's something I see a lot of people do and die from. You don't know what's around the corner, and if someone is sitting there and they kind of have like control of the area and they're playing it slow, they're not sprinting. They're going to have their gun ready and aimed and be ready for someone to come around a corner. So when you do come around the corner, stop sprinting right before the corner, kind of strafe around the corner so your gun is ready at the hip and you can shoot at someone if someone's there. Because you don't know what exactly is happening around a corner at any time in any game. So you want to make sure your gun is ready for anything that happens to be around there. It only takes half a second longer to stop sprinting, see what's around the corner, and if there's nothing there, you can just keep sprinting. It won't ruin any rush routes or anything like that. But you want to make sure that you do this because it sucks to die when you're sprinting around a corner. Most people just blame it on the people who are camping there or whatever, but realistically, this is just putting yourself at a huge disadvantage in these gunfights. So that's just another tip for you guys. And the third situation where your gun is gone and you really are at a huge disadvantage is when you are pulling a grenade, and you want to make sure that you're either using fast hands, which honestly is not a viable thing. You want to use toughness over anything in that perk class. And just make sure that the area around yourself is really clear and you're not going to be getting into a gunfight when you pull your grenade, because you're really not going to stand a chance. So those are the 3 moments where I think you are most vulnerable in Call of Duty. Hopefully you guys learned a little bit. And if you guys enjoyed this commentary, make sure you come over to my channel, see what I have to offer. And if you enjoyed my content, subscribe. Also make sure you subscribe to the Search and Destroy Elite, because there's a ton of great directors here that are going to post some amazing Search and Destroy content for you guys, which you guys will definitely want to stay and check out when they are up. So thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.